we're here. We're live on YouTube. It's time for our weekly China marketing news show. We're going to be talking about what is new in Chinese culture and some of the Chinese platforms that we work with in marketing on a regular basis. It's Tait here, and today I'm with Phoebe and Lawrence from the office in Nanjing. And we're going to be talking about the 3-child policy. We're going to be talking about some things that are affecting working age adults in China, and some news about WeChat versus Douyin and Toutiao. Baidu made an acquisition, and we're going to be talking about some new censorship for China's internet browsers. So let's just get started here. Let's move on to the first one, and this is going to be about Chinese people wanting parental controls, but in a bit of a different way than you might have expected before. Here's this article from Sixth Tone. What it says is that with the internet and social media platforms now accessible to anyone with a smartphone, China's young people are worried about the amount of time their elderly relatives are spending online, as well as some of the more dubious claims to which they're being exposed. So what it means is that it's not that they're looking for parental controls for their children. It's working age adults that are looking for controls for their parents, because their parents are getting too much bad information online. It explains a bit more here. It says that some users on the site say that with the country's over 60 population having surpassed 250 million, the well-being of elderly internet users should not be overlooked, especially given their heightened susceptibility to scams, rumors, and other misinformation. I'll just finish it, then I'll give you guys a chance to talk. Dubiously effective Yangsheng tips, as well as fake products and investment opportunities, have also been known to expressly target elderly audiences. So I'm getting this from Sixth Tone, and they were analyzing what was going on in these conversations on Weibo. But I want to know if Lawrence and Phoebe have some insight into this too. Are you guys worried about your grandparents or anything, or do you know people that are?
Okay, I will start first. Actually, I do have a concern on this issue. As I addressed before, my uncle was in a rural area. So he is getting kind of message every day, says, it's time for you to come for a lucky draw, you win a prize or something like that. So this is all the scam message he received, and he registered a lot of applications, like I don't know how he did it, but he just starting to receive this sort of message. And I think it's worth to have the parent control on our parents. I'm not saying like block all the messages or informations, but maybe have a system you can report, you can block some messages from some applications like fake news.
Who would block the messages though?
If we can actually block the message from our parents' phone, for example, we saw the message is from an application, a news platform.
Yeah.
Maybe we can block them.
That sounds like
as a scam.
That sounds like a lot of work though. If Grandpa's on the phone swiping through Douyin videos and WeChat articles and looking at all sorts of stuff, how would you be able to monitor that? It's too much. Too hard.
Maybe something like the case, the parent control for the kids. You can start with a parent control for your grandparents, and then it will just automatically block something.
Yeah.
Is that possible, Phoebe? What do you think?
我可以说中文吗？
可以的，可以的。
就在中国这边，就是我自己也有这样子的经历，就是爸妈会去转发很多养生的一些新闻，或者是说一些什么传言，就是会转发到朋友，就是家庭群。就在中国每一个家庭都会有一个相亲相爱一家人这样子的一个大家庭群，然后会转发很多类似于什么病毒之类的，就是流感之类的信息，但其实都是一些很就是那个名字你一看你就知道是假的，但是他们会去相信它。
Hold on, guys. Let's not go too long into other languages here, because people won't be able to understand anything that's going on.
Okay, I will do a short translation for what Phoebe just said. So she said that in China, actually, there is a group chat on WeChat, and all their parents and their relatives will just share some rumors or fake news about health being stuff. Like, this virus could be killed if you drink some vinegar, or if you buy
Yeah.
something, you just kill the virus
Right.
automatically. It's just all fake news. But your parents and your relatives, because they're elder, they don't know how to identify the truth or false. They just
Uh-huh.
believe it and
Uh-huh.
just send your moments,
Yeah, okay. All right. Well, this is what people are asking for. I don't think there's any sign that WeChat or other companies were giving any adults access to control their parents' information. Was there? Yeah,
No.
these are just ideas going out there. I personally, I don't think they'd work because like there's already people that control a lot of the information that can be seen in China and in other places too, especially when it comes to the health stuff, and they block a lot of things. So I don't think we'd be able to do it any better.
But I guess this is just idea. I guess my mom won't like it because she will feel like, oh, you're blocking my news.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay, let's move on to the next one. So, also related to age, I would say. This article from Pan Daily is about the 3-child policy in China. Now, there's no such policy. This is just another idea that's coming out there. And the article says that as China's population growth rate slows down, economists are suggesting that the government adopt a 3-child policy to combat the increasingly severe aging problem. But netizens are not buying it. Due to the excessive costs of housing, education, and the burden of supporting seniors, Chinese people are more and more reluctant to have babies. So a little background here, China had the 1-child policy for a long time, and then they lifted it in 2015. And since then, some people expected that maybe there would be a lot more babies born, but it really hasn't gone up by much. And a lot of people in that age range, they don't want to have 2 babies or 3 babies or more. They expected to have 1 baby, and then they still just want to have 1 baby.
I think one of the issues mentioned in the article is cost of housing, education, and the burden of supporting seniors. For myself, at my age of 25, I'm 25 now. While my parents was 25, they already had me, and I was 5. They married at 19, and I was born when I was 20. So it is easy to get married back like 20 or 30 years ago, and raise a child very easily. But for now, there are just too many competition between everything. You want to get a bigger house, you want to have good education for your kids, you want to have everything for your parents, but the income doesn't rise a lot. So it is such a burden. I'm not even thinking about marriage now. I don't even have a girlfriend. So
Yeah, okay. But hold on, you're not right about the income thing. The income's gone up tremendously from the time of when your parents were your age to now, when you're your age, right?
But everything gone up as well. So
yeah, the costs of everything have gone up.
Yeah.
So you're gonna have 1 kid in the future, or 3, or 2, 8?
I would say probably I have 2. That's my plan.
Yeah.
I'll have
Okay.
like 1 girl and 1 boy, but that really depends on my income in the future. If I'm rich enough, I'll have 2. But everything depends on like how is my income.
I find it interesting that or your men like 2 child, 1 girl and 1 boy, but my husband thought that too. But for me, I think it's only 1 is okay. And when I talked to my girlfriend, they also said only 1 is okay.
Yeah. Okay. Well,
Okay,
Phoebe's
Tait.
English just got way better all of a sudden. We've just put her on the show, and then she has to speak English, right? You know what? Honestly, from a marketing point of view, from like a psychological point of view, I think they would end up having a higher birth rate if they made a 2-child policy, because if they limited it to 2, then everybody would want to get 2. Like more people would want to get 2, because it's just like anything. When you limit it a certain amount, then people want to get as much as they can. They want to get up to that limit.
But I think one thing we have to say is like one-child policy has been there for like 30, 40 years. Like for our generations, like 90s, when we think of like having child, I would think like 1, not 2 actually. The reason I want to is like I felt like if I have a girl and a boy, that would be very sweet, and that would be look like a home that I want. But if you really think, oh, Lawrence, how many child you want to have in the future? For now, I think if I get married, I will just have 1 first.
Right. Yeah. Okay, let's move on to the next one. Okay. Toutiao Douyin. You know what? I missed one. Well, there was one more that we want to talk about here. The labor one. Now, you guys were going to talk about this, I think. You were going to explain what this trend is, because I don't know. Okay.
I will start, and Phoebe can jump into the topic whenever she wants to probably add up some points. So from probably beginning of the month, this topic is getting very hot. It's called fighting the labor. So all of a sudden it's getting very hot. I don't know how. And I think this is quite unique, because normally you would just call yourself white collar workers, or you have a job or something. But now we are calling ourselves the labor. Feel like it's quite unique in Chinese. We call it 打工人. Okay.
Yeah.
Because when you call yourself the laborer, it means like you do have a job. You're not a boss. You don't own yourself a company.
Yeah. And
you're just fighting for the dream, but you're not that comfortable with everything. Okay. You feel like you're chasing a dream. You feel like the last century, 60 or 70, you have a dream in Americans, something like that. It's very similar. For me, I think that's just quite a mocking to ourselves. Like we're nothing. We just have a job.
Okay, but what do you mean? What is 打工人? As you're calling yourselves 打工人 as opposed to what?
Can you add up anything on that, Phoebe?
Yeah, it means that we only works for money, not for our dream. We just work hard to make more money, to make us live.
Okay.
It's interesting that I thought one sentence that as if we work hard, our boss will soon live the life he wants. So this is the meaning of 打工人.
Yes, because for example, we're getting paid monthly, and if we're working hard enough, one day eventually our boss will have to be richer than us, because he has a lot of employees.
He will live the life he wants.
Yeah,
but we only got a little.
So with these memes here that are online, there's nothing really special about just the word 打工人, but it's just that people are talking about it a lot online.
Yeah.
Yes.
是作为一种自嘲.
Yeah, it's a kind of a sarcasm. So we think that we don't have a dream anymore. Like back to them, people will just talk about big things. Like we have a dream, we will work hard, we will have our own careers. But now you just feel like, okay, I don't have a dream. I don't want anything. All I want is just work every day, get money paid, and then back to home. That's everything.
Okay. So let's take a look at this one here. So this what do we got here? We got a cat by a car holding a wrench and smoking a cigarette, right? And then below it says that there's no such thing as tough work. There's only
brave laborers.
Only brave laborers. Okay.
Yes.
All right. So this is the attitude they're expressing with this cat. This should be a cute cat lying around at home, just sitting around, but instead he's smoking a cigarette, got a wrench in his head. All right.
And the one you can actually scroll down for a bit. There's 84 days to the new year, fighting. You can see a lot of stickers. Actually, stickers are getting very hot in China, and you can see that as a trend.
Yeah. Well, this is hard to explain. This is hard to sum up, to put it in our newsletter. It's easier to talk about on video,
but it's very difficult.
Hard to actually sum
others.
up and say what it means. Yeah.
Yes.
But we have to be on top of these trends because we use silly things like this in our marketing. We use images like this, right?
Yeah.
Okay, let's move on to the next one here. Okay, this article from scmp.com, it's about the apps from ByteDance, Toutiao and Douyin, and WeChat.
Mm-hmm.
Now, their headline is that Toutiao and Douyin engage Chinese consumers longer than Tencent's WeChat does. What I think is interesting is that they show how long people spend on these apps, and they spend 61 minutes on WeChat per day. The average user spends 73 minutes per day on Toutiao or Douyin. So that's a lot of time, you know. That's a lot of time, especially for Douyin. Like, that's just pretty much wasted time, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
It's
more than 1 hour.
Yeah, just 73 minutes of flipping through mostly short videos. Whew.
Mm-hmm.
Wow, you can waste a lot of time with that. Toutiao is a news aggregation app or platform. So I could see how somebody could go through that and they could get some value from it, I guess. And then WeChat is the everything app. So I don't think it's really that interesting that the average usage on WeChat is lower. I think that one of the reasons it's lower is because everybody's on it, and not everybody on WeChat is a heavy user. Even somebody that doesn't use their phone very much is going to be on WeChat, whereas Toutiao and Douyin are not quite the same. But it's still impressive that they get people to use them for so long.
I think one thing different compared with WeChat and Douyin is that WeChat is only meant to be used for communicating. So all you have to do is simply send a message to the others, and then you just close the app and switch to probably Douyin and starting to watch the videos. And probably you would do that while you were going to work or on your way back to home. That's a lot of time you actually swipe Douyin. Like I don't have Douyin on myself, so I will just check on like Zhihu or Quora to check on some news or informations. But what about Phoebe? Do you check Douyin a lot?
No,
No?
I don't check Douyin a lot, but my husband used to do that.
Yeah.
The short video is very
attractive.
Yeah, you just
can't stop yourself.
Sweep your screen and only you think it's only 10 seconds, but when you sweep 1 hour,
it's addictive.
Yeah,
it's addictive.
Yeah,
totally. I don't have I try to keep the most addictive apps off of my phone. I try to keep Twitter, Douyin, Facebook. I keep them off my phone usually, except I might actually add it for the weekend and then take it off again.
Oh, really? You just download during the weekends and you delete them when you start working?
Yeah. Sometimes I'm really disciplined. Like my homepage on my phone only has things that are productive for me, like audiobooks, podcasts, and then like productivity tools and email and stuff. And then sometimes I lose it and I'm just like, I got Twitter installed and I'm checking it every 10 minutes or whatever. It's a waste of time too. Okay. I think this is something that everybody around the world has in common. Everybody that's gotten onto smartphones, a lot of them will use them too much. All right, let's move on to the next one, I'd say. Okay, so I don't understand this one yet. Baidu bought YY. They acquired YY. What's going on here?
Okay, so actually for this news, YY is a very old platform back to probably 2008. That was like 12 or 13 years ago. That has started their live a lot of years ago. So for now, they have starting acquisition from Baidu. And after the acquisition, the YY will still remain the same, but they will help with Baidu with their content and technology and to help Baidu to build their own live streaming platform for Baidu.
So this is the YY you're talking about, right? This one that I pulled up here, yy.com.
Yes.
And this is a live streaming platform?
Yes, this is.
So it's like Douyin.
Actually, for I think Huya, right?
Yeah. Also, yeah. Also, YY is used more for
Gaming.
computer game.
Yeah.
Okay.
YY is mainly used for gaming or gaming voice chat. A lot of my friends are using YY when they're playing game with each other. So you have to have a video, the voice platform to talk with each other, to communicating. And this is also a platform you can watch a lot of video game live streaming, like you're playing Legion of Legends and others. You can listen to some famous KOLs on that.
Okay. So why did Baidu buy this?
I think Baidu don't have a technology
for live streaming.
For live streamings, yeah.
Really? But they have those other video platforms that they should do live streaming, don't they? But not like this.
But I don't think they have that kind of technologies. So Baidu probably have skills on video platform, but not on live streamings. But in this article, it also says Baidu is good at analyzing in details, but it did very bad on users matches. So it couldn't find the right users.
What do you mean it couldn't find the right users?
I think Baidu is very good to, is a platform you always use for search stuff. But when reaching out to the target audience, like everyone's using Baidu, but only not that many people are using live streaming online. So if they want to target to the right person, like the right ages, they probably need YY support, because YY is a platform that targeted to different ages, particularly who will just go online to watch all the live streamings, buy stuff online.
Okay, so we'll see this integrated into Baidu's advertising, not the search advertising, but the other advertising that they have available that is posted on videos. And I mean, their advertising system, you can advertise to videos, you can advertise display, you can advertise on search, you can advertise outdoors, and now live streaming too, right? That's the point?
Yeah.
Yeah, they want to do 电商怎么说?
E-commerce.
E-commerce, yeah.
They want to start e-commerce.
Okay, so they want to do e-commerce related to YY. Does YY have e-commerce integrated with it now?
No, but I think that's just a plan. As long as they have the technology from YY and they have their own platform, the biggest search engine machine in China, I think they can do it on their own without help from like Alibaba or others.
Yeah, right. Okay, well, we'll see how it goes. Let's check the last one here. So this is news about Chinese mobile browsers, and apparently these mobile browsers are going to have to be more careful about the types of content that they allow on there, because they're showing people content that might have that might break the rules or have rumors or false information within it. I think this is, I don't know, it's kind of surprising that they were breaking the rules to begin with, because I thought that it would have been restricted.
Normally, for some content like the violent drugs, it is restricted. But sometimes, some editor they will use over addressed topic to attract your attention, and you just click into it. But all the content is either fake news or just made up the story, so it is not real stories. And I think for the government, they hate for those browsers to release those kind of informations, as well as we just said for the parent control one. A lot of fake news are going on websites. So probably our parents or relatives, they just saw the fake news and they would just retweet, repost it. So now I think it's time for the government to take some restrictions and policies. So stop those media to post fake news or.
Okay, but aren't the platforms on which that news is posted already restricted? How is it getting past those and onto the browsers?
I don't think they have that strong restrictions on that. They will simply have restrictions. You can't post anything related to like drugs, guns, or anything you think is bad. They have the document says that. But if you says, okay, I think this will cure the COVID-19, I think you can still post article like this. Or article says, click into this and you will find this is so surprising that this could cure COVID-19. And actually when you read article, it just says nothing. Only the title works.
Right. Well, I find it kind of surprising that information gets out. I mean, you keep bringing up health information or false information about COVID-19, because China already has, within China, there's already very robust controls against the spread of information that the government doesn't want to be spread. So I wonder how this stuff about COVID-19 got spread in the first place. If it was something that was really politically sensitive, I don't think it would get out there. I mean, I think it would have been blocked.
I don't think this is a political sensitive. I think in the beginning of the COVID-19 time, in beginning of the February, I think I saw a lot of the fake news going on in WeChat, Weibo, Baidu, all says something like, drink vinegar cured COVID-19. There's just a lot of fake news, I think, going on back then.
Drink vinegar, okay.
Yeah, anything.
Oh no! You know what? We said COVID-19 so many times. I think that I think that YouTube will not show this video to people. This is
Why?
One of my guesses. Well, it's the information here. Here I'm in Canada, but I mean in USA, and for whatever YouTube or other Western platforms are controlling, they have been quite restrictive on it. And I mean, we're not giving specific advice related to COVID-19, but we mentioned it a bunch of times, and I wonder if that pops up in their algorithms and has them restrict the video a little bit. It could be the case, but things are getting very restrictive here. Today, a friend of mine sent me an article from a website on a personal messenger, like on Facebook Messenger. He sent me an article about COVID-19, and I couldn't click it. I clicked it, nothing happened, because he wasn't allowed to share it with me. So then he just copied the article and then he just pasted it in. but that's kind of alarming.
This is kind of a restriction you see only in China. Like the government will block you see through Facebook or YouTube, but I don't know, like even in Canada or in United States, the government would block your entry to website or something.
Yeah. So lots of stuff has been censored lately, including stuff about COVID-19, but also political stuff. And it's causing quite a debate online and quite a debate even within the US government and with the tech companies and such. I think we should make a Chinese video coming up. We should make a Chinese video about things that are blocked in USA. It could be, I think I mentioned that idea before too, but it'd be funny. I think it'd be funny to you guys, because I think that some of the stuff that is blocked is stuff that you wouldn't expect, right?
Just I think one thing I have to say to the audience. So if you really plan to come to China with your business, when you're doing a content creation, you better watch out all those restrictions and policies, because if you don't know them and you have create and spend the effort, spend the time on it, if you don't know the restriction, you posted it, it will not be posted online. So it will be denied by the officials. So maybe come to us. We will help.
Yeah, right. Okay, so let's wrap it up here. If anybody wants to leave us a comment, that's great. We'd like to hear your feedback so we can plan what we should do in the future. Otherwise, like, subscribe, or come on next time when we're doing the YouTube and chat with us, because we do the YouTube live. Thanks. I'll see you guys later.
See you. Bye-bye.
Bye.